brought up on meat when you were in your younger years?
Pre Hare Krishna days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had meat. That was just our diet. Just same as everyone else. It's grew up with. But we grew up eating meat. It wasn't like excessive, but yeah, it was regular. Pretty much the same as most. It just, basically what everyone eats, like that. But then I think I was about 16. Was it 17, 18? About 16, I think. And then I liked Prince. Prince. Yeah, Purple Rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like that. So, he had some wisdom. I mean, he does some crazy stuff as well, but he's quite balanced in a lot of ways. But I liked him at the time because his music was big at the time. I liked his music. And then so I was reading about him and I found out he was vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
And so when I found out he was vegetarian, because I'm young and impressionable, I was 16 or 17 or something like that, and I started reading into it, why he was, because he didn't like animals being hurt unnecessarily. And I already had that sentiment, but I wasn't, strong in that sentiment. But then when I started reading about it, and then I started thinking about it, and then I thought, that's what I should be doing. So for the next couple of years, before I became a Hare Krishna, when I was about 19, then for those couple of years I was pretty much vegetarian, not 100%. I'd have my fall downs, or I would, my mum would make lasagna, and then it was like the devil coming towards me. I'm like, no, like that. And I did. I wasn't strict. But then when I became a Hare Krishna, then I chose to make that commitment to not eat meat ever again. And I can honestly say, because in the Hare Krishna movement we have 4 regulative principles, which I think I've explained before, you might remember. So there's 4 things when we become strict Hare Krishna practice. Just like yesterday at the Biragara catering, at the festival we were catering, serving our food to the people at the Biragara festival. We're doing that again today. There's Hare Krishnas down there serving. And we had 20 people deep, buying our food, just coming. And then one lady in the middle of the whole thing, I was serving her, and we had to move quickly. And she says, "So what do you have to do to become a Hare Krishna?" And I said, "I probably can't answer that right now, but if you come tomorrow to our feast, I could probably, give you a proper answer." So, as Hare Krishnas, we have 4 things which we choose to abstain from. First thing is we don't eat meat, which means fish, eggs, any flesh like that. We abstain from that. We don't have sex unless it's in marriage. And those of us who are very strict, we only have sex to have children, but we at least encourage within marriage for the general populace. And then we don't take any intoxication, which means any intoxicating substances, which means drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. And then those of us who are very strict don't have tea or coffee. And those of us who are really, 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 really strict don't have chocolate. There's 2 Hare Krishna movements. There's the chocolate Hare Krishnas and the non-chocolate Hare Krishnas. And then there's the final one that we don't eat meat, illicit sex, intoxication, and the last one, we don't gamble. Like that. So when I became a Hare Krishna, then 3 of them, eating meat, I've never once thought, since I stopped eating meat years ago, I've never once thought of eating it again, not even once. Just would never enter my mind. Plus, because our food is so good. Those people came to us at that catering job yesterday, and I must have heard a dozen times just at least. People said, "I've been waiting all year to have this cauliflower pakora." People got this look in their eyes, It's like, we've been waiting all year for this, And we're like, "Well, just come up here. You can have them whenever you want." It's like, it's not a big deal. So, eating meat just never been a problem. Intoxication, I've never had a problem with. You know, I didn't take a lot of intoxication before I was a Hare Krishna. I used to drink alcohol with my friends. Socially, I wasn't like, you know, heavily into it, but I did drink. I never took any drugs. I've never taken any drugs, fortunately. But I've never once thought of drinking a beer or anything like that. It just doesn't have any appeal like that. And gambling, never once thought, I mean, I never gamble much anyway. It's just like Melbourne Cup or something like that. But I've never once thought of that. The only thing people really struggle is sex. You know, that's the most powerful pleasure in this world. So that's the only thing which, you know, all of us, so as long as you've got a material body, you will have that desire until you become liberated from this body, which means self-realized, which I haven't hit yet. I haven't got to that level yet. So, you know, sex desire is still there. But it's far less than what it was before I was a Hare Krishna. Because when you follow a process, a spiritual process, these material desires naturally wash away or naturally minimize or naturally melt away. So, you know, all those desires, they're becoming less in time. So, yeah, I mean, we did these things before, but now it's just, they're very unappealing. You know, we just don't think, you know, to eat meat and those things again. And there's different reasons why people commit themselves to being vegetarian. But unless you commit on the deepest level, which means that you will not eat meat because it is inflicting violence and pain on another living entity. You know, if you're just doing it for yourself, like, oh, you know, because it makes my body feel better, or, you know, if it's a less superficial, you won't commit to it, you know, on and on and on. But if you can go on the deepest level, then you can maintain it for your whole life and that. So, you know, we could never eat meat because, you know, just the thought of putting another living entity and an animal through that much pain, that's just, I couldn't do that. That's just like, it's the height of selfishness. So, you know, I couldn't live with myself too.
Yeah, well, if most people saw the actual act of an animal being killed in front of them and then they said, right now you're going to eat that, I don't think, you know, I think a lot of people would become vegetarian, wouldn't they?
Most people.
People are desensitised. Packaged in a nice little package. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul McCartney said that if the abattoirs had glass walls, then everyone would be vegetarian.
That's right.
Not everyone, because a lot of people are crazy these days. But a lot more people would be.